Hello, wellness warriors. I hope you are doing good. So let's start with a deep breath. Let's do that. Okay. Deep in again. Bring those shoulders down and relax that jaw. Helps, right? Especially if you have a beautiful candle right there with you. Y'all know I'm all about the candles and the smells. All right. So I'm super excited with today's topic. The videos are keeping me sane. As you all know, my husband has the coronavirus. I'm going through a lot. I'm doing a lot. It's been quite insanity. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm so blessed, and y'all know I don't use that word lightly. I truly am blessed. I have beautiful people in my life who have door dashed us. They've dropped off food. I mean, every day we have something to eat. I haven't had to worry about that. They send me Starbucks gift cards to my email or like my phone, and they just pop up, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So I am well caffeinated. And they have sent some chocolates too, so I'm good. I've had a couple of tears, and I am struggling, I'm not gonna lie, but I've reached out, I've asked for help. People ask me what I need, and I've used my voice, and I'm not alone, and that has made it better. And I've been very intentional about making sure that the children and I are taking care of ourselves. And you know that saying, you never know how strong you are until being strong is the only thing you've got. True, because damn, it's been crazy. I've had to cut back on work, which sucks, for many reasons, because I want to make sure I'm there for my patients and my clients, and of course money wise, but it is what it is. I'm doing the best that I can. Today I'm really excited because the topic I'm going to share is the Martyr Woman. And I talk about this in my new book, 30 Days of Gratitude, Grace, Joy, and Hope. What? I'm super excited. I'm going to read it. It's 2 pages what I'm going to read. It's not that much. And I'm going to discuss. So the Martyr Woman. This is day 10, by the way. And the name of the lesson is Quit Sacrificing Yourself to Be Worthy. So you give yourself grace and joy by doing this. And I write, I have always wondered who began the idea that one's worth is based on the amount of sacrifices in their lives, specifically with women. I don't wonder. I know it was men, but whatever. Many societies, religions, and cultures, men, teach their women that being a martyr is what makes them valuable. Let me say this again. Many societies, religions, and cultures teach their women that being a martyr is what makes them valuable. To suffer constantly and quietly for the sake of others is the highest service. You might be thinking right now that you have not been taught that. However, I highly encourage you to reevaluate that. Maybe you weren't told this in words, but many times it is expected. People are led to believe that a person, women especially, is more valuable and good because they sacrifice and serve others, which means they are placing themselves last. I don't know how many times I have heard, my mother was amazing, always putting herself last and never doing anything for herself. Like that's a fucking compliment. It is not. We need to stop this like yesterday. It is not okay for this type of thinking to be propagated. You are not more worthy of love and respect if you sacrifice your happiness, time, dreams, and your sanity. Let me say this again. You are not more worthy of love and respect if you sacrifice your happiness, time, dreams, or sanity. You already are worthy. Period. No need to justify your existence or pay a penance. Quit thinking that the further down the list you are, the more worthy of admiration you'll be. It is time to break the cycle of unworthiness and begin treating yourself with worth and love. This begins by not running yourself to the ground, putting others constantly before yourself, always waiting for the last plate in line, and not reaching for whatever it is you wish to take. Don't teach people to love you because of how much you're willing to sacrifice for them. Let me say that again. Don't teach people to love you because of how much you're willing to sacrifice for them. Feeding this martyr syndrome will not give you the satisfaction and joy you're looking for. It will eventually leave you dried, empty, and full of resentment. Be honest with yourself and look at your life and see if you have this ideology. You know, we praise this. I constantly hear it with my clients. I always put everybody first. I never think of myself, especially women. And I think of the kids. And if I don't do it, no one's going to do it right. And then they don't trust their husbands or their partners. And they think that they need to do it best. And that they need to do it because they do it better. And that they need to sacrifice in order to be, in order to not only but be loved but be seen, and they have this ideology that they're only worth their acts. So they are worthy because they keep a clean house. They're worthy because they satisfy their partner even if they're not satisfied in bed. I hear that a lot. Before I started having intercourse, I would hear how women would fake orgasms all the time, and they were like, yeah, sex is not that great, and like, you're gonna have to fake it a lot. And I mean, I remember I was thinking, oh my gosh, like, that sounds awful. Why are you even like having it, right? And let me tell y'all, ladies, if you have to fake your orgasm, something is up. No, ma'am. Like, get yourself a new partner, or talk about it with your partner, or get yourself some toys. But you don't need to be faking orgasms. What the fuck is that about? I'm like in awe of how much women sacrifice and fake their happiness in bed and out of bed. And I'm just like, that is not okay. I cannot believe that we're teaching women this and telling them that it is okay. Please stop faking your orgasms in bed and out of bed. Make them real, ladies. You don't need to be a martyr. Like, there's no need to be praising that shit. Please don't pass it down to your daughters. I see this especially in the Latino community. They let the men get away with murder, but women, they better know how to mop by 7 and cook by 8 and clean by 5. They better like be born with a fucking broom. And I'm like, I got super lucky, like legit, because even though I'm Lebanese, okay, I'm Mexican. That's not how I grew up, and I'm so thankful to my parents for that. Like, they didn't have that mentality, praise God. And so, like, I didn't see that. And then my dad, he was kind of machista in some things. I mean, yeah. But then he got me as a daughter, and that has gone out the window. Very proud of that, by the way. So, you know, it's important that we don't feed this martyr syndrome. And I've seen it with women, and then I become their friends, and we talk about it, and I like show them like, oh, like, this is you don't need to live this way. And then they stop being my friends because, like, my husband tells me, he's like, le alborotaste el gallinero al marido, which basically means like the wife is gonna get out of control, and the husbands see them, and the husbands make anything and everything possible for that friendship to end. And it ends because the woman's gonna choose her husband unless she knows better. But most of them will choose someone who doesn't want what's best for them, and they continue to be miserable. And they, you know, tell themselves that they're not, because if they truly were to like say the truth to themselves and not live under a lie, then their whole world will crumble, and they're codependent on them. And so I like urge you, do not let yourself be one of those women who is tied down spiritually, mentally, physically, like emotionally. Don't let yourself be ruined that way. I had a client the other day said something so like profound. She's in her late 50s, and she said, I gave my power away. And we were discussing resentment and anger. And she's like, I gave it away. She's like, I'm just so mad about that. And I've had a client once said, I'm never going to forget this. She was in her 60s. She was a doctor. And she said, I wasted my entire life on this man, and always being perfect, yet never good enough. And now she's like, I'm 60 something, and I don't even know where to start with my life. She's like, I don't have an identity, and I don't know what I'm gonna do without him, because he left her ass anyway, even though he ruined her life. And then eventually he left. And he was a misogynistic pig who abused her. And she just sat there crying, and she was like, what am I gonna do? You know, and I mean, praise God, it's never too late. You can start, but do you really want to wait until you're 60? Do you really want to wait until you're 70 and go, I don't want to be a martyr. I don't want to be mistreated. I don't want to keep putting everybody in front of me. I don't want to let my partner take advantage of me. Like, if you're already 60 and you're like saying, I want this to stop, great. But if you're not and you're younger, why do you want to wait until like your life has passed you by for the most part? Or, I mean, you know, at 60, people still have like 30 more years left if you like are lucky, unfortunate. Like my grandma, who's 93. But why wait? Why wait until then? Like, you deserve the happiness, the joy. You deserve to be able to be fulfilled however you want. You deserve it. You're worthy of like what is good. And I know that what I'm saying is pissing a lot of people off. And I know that even women are going to be like, oh my gosh, like that sounds so selfish. Selfish is not a bad thing. There is a fine line between being super selfish all the time and just being selfish enough to take care of you. Not because you're going to be running on empty for your family, but because you shouldn't be running on empty because you're a person. Not because you're somebody's sister, somebody's wife, somebody's mother, but because you are somebody, because you're worth it, because you deserve to be someone who is happy and content and who's not being mistreated and who's not putting everybody else in front of her and finding that her worth is because she does. So don't be a martyr woman. Don't contribute to that philosophy. Let's change the ideology and let's change the world by allowing ourselves to be happy, healthy, well-balanced, and joyful women. Thank you for watching. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the comments, the messages, and just all the love. Honestly, I do this wholeheartedly, and I love making videos. It is like one of my passions. So thank you for watching.